Ollie, welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you.
You don't look too bad, actually, considering you've just jetted over the Atlantic.
Yeah, I know. I'm just about hanging in after kind of around 50 hours with no sleep, but I got a little bit last night. Yeah, yesterday I came pretty much straight from the airport to here.
Good man. This is the place to be, isn't it, this time of year?
Yeah.
This is the kind of meet and greet and ink the deals and chew the fat. It's very important, isn't it, for the industry and you guys as young drivers?
Yeah, it certainly is. There's, especially for me now that I'm going to be over in the States, flying back specifically for this event, there's just every single person under one roof that you need to speak to, from sponsors, manufacturers, your team, even kind of friends that within the motorsport industry. So it's vital to be here, and not only for this stuff like the charity kart race yesterday, but coming here for meetings and organising the marketing side of things as well.
Okay, let's have a quick précis of what's gone on before, and then looking ahead. Formula 3 in 2010, you almost won the title in Britain. Less successful last year in Renault World Series, and you've made a decision now to go and try and fly the flag in America, right?
Yeah, that's right. We had a great year with Fortec, great few years with Fortec in Renault and F3. Not a great year in World Series, but learnt a lot and developed a lot as a driver. And we had a few offers to progress, carry on with World Series, GP2, even a few talks with a couple of F1 teams, but the decision was made to go stateside. Not purely budget, but mainly for that reason, to start earning a career. I'm only 20 years old, but I want to start becoming a professional rather than kind of losing out each year, which is obviously the thing that is most common within this industry. So hopefully we can break even this year and then next year progress to being a professional racing driver.
Did you find there was a big jump from Formula 3 to World Series?
I'd say in the actual driving of the car, yes, but in terms of the championship, the professionalism, no, I think I've never learnt more in a championship than I have in F3, because it's the only one like it, open, like Formula 1 to engine manufacturers, Dallara, Lola, and just the way the team operates and developing aero packages for the car.
I guess there's the reason why Formula 3 has been an essential stepping stone to Formula 1 for so many years. It continues to show itself as an important place, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think as strong as the European Formula 3 series has been in the past, it's really shown that the British Championship, with most of the field being from across the seas, coming over to race in that championship, because it is probably, in my view, one of the most competitive championships that's out there, including kind of the Formula 1s and Indy cars of this world. And it is really where a driver can really take that stage from junior Formula, crossing through Formula 3 to in the upper stage of motorsport.
So you've been over to America and you've sort of put your lot in with Indy Lights. It's a feeder formula to IndyCar, isn't it? And the biggest US single-seater championship, and didn't do the likes of Dario Franchitti or the late great Dan Weldon any harm going to America, did it?
No, exactly. I remember coming back I did one race last year, my first race actually at Edmonton, and got a podium in my first ever race without testing, so that was great. And I remember being on the flight back with Dario, and he was just saying that this is definitely the move at this critical stage, not to wait another year. It might be a different story if I'd won the World Series Championship, and we might have progressed up to GP2 and risked that bit more money with sponsorship. But yeah, this is my career path. My aim is to win this year and be an IndyCar for next year.
How do the cars stack up relative to their sort of European counterparts? And what sort of flavour do you get of the series and the way it's organised?
In terms of the car, I'd say obviously we do ovals. We only do 3 next year, which is going to work well for me because I'm more of a street and road course driver. But aerodynamically, they're not as up to scratch as maybe a European car. Top speed, I mean, even the Indy Lights, the junior formula, we're doing 210 mile an hour, 215 mile an hour at Indianapolis, and the Indy cars can do 245. So.
They're all Dallaras, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they've got Infinity engines, yeah. And you're with Sam Schmidt, aren't you?
Yeah.
And he is the absolute top man in that series. You're parachuting straight into the best place.
Yeah, I think we've learnt a lot over the years, and Fortec were a great team to be with, and I like Richard and Andy, part of Fortec, have taught me a lot as I've progressed up. And this year, if we're going to do it, we had to do it properly, 100%. And we've been speaking to Sam for 3 years now, and we've always stayed in Europe, and we weren't going to keep him another year. So we progressed, we did it with the top team, and our contract is with the top sponsor in the top car with Sam Schmidt.
How does it affect your personal life and your family life? You've got to relocate. You've got to go and live there, haven't you? You can't keep jetting backwards and forwards.
No, I've got to show my commitment to the team and to myself that this is what I want to do. So I'm moving over to Indianapolis at the end of this month. I'll come back maybe 1 or 2 times in the year when there's a 7-week gap to see family and friends. But yeah, your personal life might go on the side slightly, but that will always happen. I'll make a life out there in Indy. It's not the most exciting town in the world. But who knows, I might be living in Miami in a couple of years. That'll be a bit more exciting.
I imagine the whole place hinges around the speedway.
Yeah, exactly. Everywhere has to be close.
Yes. And then the plan, I suppose, in 2013 is IndyCar.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And that is a very, very popular championship, going through big changes at the moment, but it's in good health.
Yeah, I think it is. It is going through some changes. The car's got a little bit up and down, speaking to some of the team, but it's getting there. And I remember speaking to Dan unfortunately at the Vegas round, and he was talking about developing the car, and it was obviously that was a bit of a shock of an entry to oval racing for me, for that to be my first weekend. But I think IndyCar's only on the up now. It's had its bumps and bashes, but I think it's more of a consistent championship now. And I think with the prize money Indy Lights gets, it's very common for the winner of the Indy Lights Championship or even the second place driver to always be moving up into IndyCar, which you don't necessarily always see in other championships.
I guess in 12 months' time, or say 14 months' time, the DW12 will be well sorted.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to pitch up and go, right, I'm ready.
Yeah, and I think being in that family of Sam Schmidt Motorsport, and they have the Indy Lights and the IndyCar in the same factory, I'll be learning both at the same time. Obviously, I'll be 100% dedicated to the Indy Lights, but I'll be going to the IndyCar tests as well. Who knows, having a go during the year and learning about that so that I can step up, should it be next year or the year after.
It's good to see you again. Thanks for coming on. We will follow your progress closely in Autosport and on autosport.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Webb.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate.